To make a fucking video talking about Pokemon. It might get long. I wanted to talk about Pokemon X and Y and why I really like it, which is right here on my 3DS XL. I had a 3DS. It was really small for my hands. I bought it at a Black Friday sale years ago, maybe like 2 or 3, back with my old group of friends. They're not friends with me anymore. Anyway, so right off the bat, I want to talk about it in like time progression order. So I started Pokemon and I saw that there was a tan character and my skin isn't pale white, so I was like, oh, this guy has dark hair and his skin's a little tan, so I clicked it and I made myself that, you know, tan, darker character. And then later on I realized I technically made myself the character for androgynous people that aren't white. So it's like, oh, you look a little Indian, you look a little dark-skinned Spanish, you look a little, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I essentially made myself the non-white character. I really don't give a shit. I'm technically Sicilian, Native American, Puerto Rican. So, every part of me is basically dark-skinned. I have Turkish descent in me because I'm Sicilian. So, I mean, I really don't give a shit about it. I kept my character like that. I'm not, you know, who gives a shit about that kind of stuff? It's like, oh, you know, I made myself look tan. I look tan regardless, but the person's skin does look darker when you have it as like the little save file that you click. So I just realized it when I looked at that. And I thought it was a little funny. I mean, I didn't realize, you know, what it meant to be or what it was supposed to be. I haven't gotten far in the game. I'm 5 or 6 hours, oh no, I'm 8 hours in the game. Wait, is that the time? No, yeah, I'm 8 hours in the game. It's not 7:58. So I'm 8 hours into the game. I haven't versed the second gym leader yet. I'm on the path to the second gym leader because the game doesn't follow the usual Pokemon strategy story kind of thing. It's not like you leave your house, you go to Professor blah blah blah. You get a Pokemon and then you travel. What happens is you leave your house where your mom actually has a bedroom for the first time in any Pokemon game. If you go like past the kitchen into the living room, there's a tiny sliver you see and you go in there and it's her bedroom. So it's pretty clever because people always make jokes that your mom in Pokemon, she lived in the kitchen. Pokemon, right? You leave your house, you go, and then there's a group of friends that you have apparently. You just moved into the town, your mom's a famous racer or something like that, because there's a riot horn outside your house. So you go and these kids talk to you, then you pick out a Pokemon, and then you go battle some shit. And then you beat the first gym, and then you go do some more shit. You go through some towns, you go talk to some people. By the way, everybody gives you fucking items in the game. Like, you could talk to, like, the little boy down the street, or you could talk to the old man. It's like, here's HMTM blah blah blah, or boo boo, here's the X Speed. Here's an Everstone. You get shit tons of items for talking to people all over the fucking place. So, tip of the game, just talk to everybody. You get everything. The way I started out, I chose Froakie, and after that, after you beat the first gym, you go through a couple towns, you do some stuff. You meet Professor Sycamore, I want to say his name is. I don't remember what it really is, because there's so many fucking Pokemon professors. I know Oak, and then the guy after him that looks scruffy. That's all I know. I don't know anyone's names. But it's that guy, and after you beat him in a battle, you get to choose a Charmander, a Bulbasaur, or a Squirtle. I chose Bulbasaur because I got the Torchic from the Wi-Fi event that they're having. So I got 3 starters from 3 different generations. I went Froakie, I have Torchic, and I have Bulbasaur, and the rest of the Pokemon in my party right now are Pikachu. After Pikachu, I have Diama. What's your name? Amara. It's the dinosaur that's not the T-Rex. And then I have a Pidgeotto, which I got Pidgey because it's like the first Pokemon you see in the game when you walk around. I haven't gotten really any rare Pokemon. I do want that sword Pokemon though. I don't know what his name is. But I mean, I do like that they broke up the story. It's not following the same structure where, you know, you go do the same thing in every Pokemon game, exactly the same. You meet the teams that you have to fight and stuff like that. There are still teams in this game. It's Team Flare. I guess they care about fashion or something like that. I don't know, I just fought him in a cave. By the way, the cave controls are a little weird. I do like, and I didn't figure this out at first, the way you move around in the game is that the C-stick, or whatever you want to call this, the rubber nipple, the little diddly-doo, diddle, this thing makes you roller skate. And then this thing makes you walk around. And if you do this thing with the B button, and then you run around. So, it's a little hard to control roller skating at times. It's more like using the bicycle to get around fast, and then when you want more precise movement, you use the D-pad, which I like a lot. So it's not bad at all. I really like the game. I'm not sure if I chose the right fossil for me. I do not really, you know, the T-Rex looks really cool. That's all I wanted. But this one's blue, and I like blue, and that's why I got X, because it's a blue fucking deer antlery thing. I don't like the weird Y bird that has a dong. That's its third appendage for the letter Y. Ooh, spicy meatballs. I mean, there's just little things in the game that make, you know, it a lot funner and a lot less grindy. Like EXP share, you get it right off the bat in the game. And it works for all your Pokemon. You don't give it to one and then that, you know, duel trying to trains it. Literally every Pokemon in your party, if you activate EXP share, gets EXP from a battle. Also, if you catch a Pokemon, you get EXP from that too, which I thought was really smart because you still technically beat the Pokemon. You just didn't murder it and leave it dead in a forest to decompose. I like that the battles are in 3D and that regular game is not, because it'll hurt your eyes so much just to walk around in a 3D environment with three-dimensional objects. The battles look so good. They look like Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Coliseum if you played that on the GameCube. I think that was the GameCube one. It looks like that. That's what the battles are now, and it's fantastic. And I mean, the only thing I do find is that when I'm in battle and I turn on my 3D slider, it seems to get a little laggy, or maybe it doesn't move it as fast to not mess your eyes up as much. But it does make it a lot weirder. It makes it like, it seems like it stutters. So for the most part, I leave my 3D off anyway. So there's the Pokemon-Ame thing, which is essentially you could train your Pokemon to a certain level by giving them Pokepuffs and stuff like that. It's kind of like the refined version of making them the Poofins, or whatever that was, where you have to mix shit in the early Pokemon games. It's kind of like a refined version of that. You play games, you get them to like you. If they like you enough, it's like, oh, Pikachu would have been poisoned. He doesn't want to disappoint you. He's gonna not be poisoned. So Pikachu fucking just doesn't get poisoned for no reason. Or it's like he was gonna get stunned or put to sleep or some status effect that fucks you up. It just disregards. He dodges a shit ton more moves. You also get a lot more critical hits. So if you want like a badass Pokemon team that's like in the show where Pikachu would be hurt and like dead, and then Ash would be like, get up Pikachu, and then Pikachu would be like, ah, and get up and be perfectly fucking fine. That happens in this game, but not overpoweringly. It happens occasionally and rare enough that it's kind of refreshing that you just don't get hit with every fucking move, no matter what your speed is or how evasive your Pokemon is. So it's really nice. And the one thing that confuses me a little is they made Pikachu is the only Pokemon that I found so far that actually has a human fucking voice saying Pikachu. Now, I don't know what kind of fucking, like, it's Pokemon. Yeah, it's not supposed to be realistic. But what kind of fucking dog do you know goes around going dog, dog, dog? Fucking, you know, birds don't just go bird, 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 or whatever they are. It's Pikachu. Every other Pokemon in the game makes a noise or a sound that's distinctive to them. That's fine. You know, animals make noises. No thing besides fucking humans go around going Pika, Pika, Pikachu. It literally goes Pika. So it seemed kind of pointless that they'd waste a little bit of space to put a fucking voice in it. I mean, I don't know how much space that is, but it's the only human voice in the game. There's no voices. And Pokemon evolving in 3D looks really nice. But it does look a lot like Digimon. But, I mean, I feel like this video is dragging on. But there's that, the super training thing, which doesn't work for lefties because it's super training, by the way. It's like you raise your Pokemon's stats, like, you know, speed, special attack, special defense, defense attack, HP, stuff like that. So essentially, you move around in the game, like your Pokemon will be in like a platform that you control with the analog stick. Whatever you want, this thing, the rubber nipple. That's what I'm gonna keep referring it to as. You move your Pokemon around with that, and then you aim and shoot with the right stick. I'm a lefty. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? They didn't even think to map it to X, Y, B, and A. Those buttons don't even do anything. They're there for fucking fun. You can just diddle them whenever you want. Just like, oh yeah, I wish I was, you know, a right-handed person, but I just didn't develop that way. Sorry, fucking Nintendo. So that's the one little aspect that I really don't like, is that they, you know, they included like personality, different genders, the possibility to be a different race, different hair colors, different outfits. Lefty support? Nah. So I mean, you know, it's little things like that that kind of suck. But I mean, you know, you take it with a grain of salt. It's a very, very, very good game. I mean, it's refreshing to play a Pokemon game that doesn't blow dicks at it. So thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, you know, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I don't care. If you like watching my videos, that's great. If you want to ask me a question about Pokemon if you don't have the game, or if you do have the game, you don't understand, ask me. I'm free. I got nothing to do but answer your questions. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and that's about it.